Howdy. Welcome back, or what's up? I don't know, what do cool kids say these days? What's good? What's good? Yeah. There we go. What's good? You'll notice on YouTube that there's a kind of a lot of hostility towards Christianity, and I wanting to do this blog, had to do my research. If you search Christianity, you'll see that a lot of the videos that come up talk about how Christianity is a bad idea, how it's destructive, misleading, misled, misguiding, that anybody who believes in it is a fool or uneducated. And if you search religion, a lot of the stuff on there is about how religion is bad and harmful to society and bad for culture. Nonetheless, YouTube is not an easy place for Christian people to put up Christian videos. And I find a lot of the accusations against Christians or Christianity tend to be somewhat true, though I think some of them might be misled. Out of all the videos I've seen on YouTube, and particularly the atheist videos, I would say that my favorite, #1 atheist YouTuber is none other than Penn Jillette. Now, if you're familiar with Penn Jillette, he is one of the most magical guys you will ever meet. Though I haven't met him, I have seen him often on TV shows and stuff. Anyways, I accidentally stumbled across his blog sometime on YouTube years ago, and I would occasionally tune in, and I would have to say that he is probably one of my favorite atheist bloggers. Thus bringing us to this blog, why I love Penn Jillette. So here are 3 reasons why I love Penn Jillette, and not just because I think he's magical. I mean, he's a magician. He does magic. Magic. 1, he is an honest guy. In my opinion, I think he is truly an honest guy. And by that, I don't mean that he isn't a liar. I mean, come on, he isn't really magical. But when it comes to him being an atheist, I think that he is truly, honestly, an atheist. Like, he really doesn't believe that God exists. And you can see that, I think a lot of that comes through in his blog, that it's not just that he thinks that Christians are stupid or dumb and that you just need to separate yourselves from them, but he truly doesn't believe that God exists, and therefore starts this blog to begin to challenge people, to begin to challenge Christianity and, you know, help people think rationally about what they believe. Not and just ramble like me most of the time, I guess. Do I really ramble? Do I really ramble? Yeah, I guess so. I don't think this comes from like some sort of like dark background, like history where, like, you know, he was abused by somebody in the church, or you know, some sort of, you know, dark story, bad encounter, or that he was just upset at Christians for, you know, telling him that he's living a bad life, or, you know, is going to hell or anything like that. I think he truly comes from the fact that he really does not believe that God exists. He uses his logic, his reasoning, and that is the conclusion that it leads him to. I admire that. I, being a rational thinker, logical guy, want people to think logically, and I believe that using our logic will come to a good conclusion, only my conclusion is different. #2. Alright, #2 is that I think he is incredibly well-mannered about it. Like, he's not like a lot of the other atheists who just like blah 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 and rants and raves about like how terrible and how stupid Christianity is, and yet doesn't really, you know, do much to carry their argument or their position, and it seems like they're more hostile towards Christianity than they are just in disagreement to it. Which, I think that if you can handle yourself well in what you believe, that goes to show that there's some genuinity. Genuinity? I like genuinity, but I don't think that's a word. But he's not like overbearing. It's not coming from some sort of hostility against Christianity or anger or anything like that. You know, he really does believe that we are confused, we are wrong, we are misled. And he is just very solid about how he deals about it. Like, he is very, like, sincere, I think. #3. Thrice. Thrice? That's 3 and twice, isn't it? Anyways, he is a great refiner. He raises some great questions that I think people need to deal with. We need to have these conversations. We need to have these questions. We need to have people like him in order to really challenge what we believe and do it in a right way, a constructive way, which I think is what I see a lot in his blog. Now, after stating these 3 things, I need to clear up a few things. 1, I do not agree with what he believes. I am not an atheist. I am quite the opposite. I am a theist. I am a Christian theist. I believe in Christ. So, and I believe that I should practice and follow and do the things that Christ taught. But even though we have differences, I think that there is one thing that I've heard that we both agree on for separate reasons, might I add. But we both believe that you should read the Bible. He thinks reading the Bible will make you an atheist. I think if you really read the Bible, it'll make you a believer. So, nonetheless, read the Bible. It may be a little brash of me to make this judgment, but I really have to ask, how well does he really know his stuff? And let me clarify here, because my approach has always been like, understand every aspect of what you believe. And I mean, in doing that, you have to also understand the opposite. And I always carry myself in discussions or debates in regards to, can I carry this debate from the opposing side as well as I can carry it on my own side? And that will show me how well I truly understand what I believe and why I believe it. Now, I'll note that he will say read the Bible, but then he'll also recommend other books like reading Dawkins or Hitchens or some other atheist writings. But has he really read other arguments? Has he read the other stuff? Has he really refined what he knows? Has he read things from like Ravi Zacharias? Has he read other apologists and what they believe and why they believe it and the importance that they see in understanding Christianity and how it all works in society, in culture, and not just the failed attempts that the church has done throughout history, which is usually what a lot of atheist complaints are about. So in the same way, I challenge you, how well do you know your arguments? Like, do you really watch atheist blogs just to argue with people, or do you watch them because you really want to make sure you know and understand? And I think that there's a lot of Christians out there who stay away from the atheist things and the atheist books because they're afraid that might actually sway them, might disrupt what they believe. And I encourage you to become founded, become rooted, like really understand why you believe it. And does it hold the weight? Does it hold the ground? Where does it fall short? If you're a Christian, read an atheist book. If you're an atheist, read an apologist. And not just a Christian book, because I know that there's a lot of atheists who will read the Bible, but they'll be like, I'm going to go ahead and read this and see all the things I can find wrong with it, as opposed to see, how does this all work together? Does it make sense? And if there are any questions about those type of things, and why does God do this, or why does this happen, like, and then is this really God? Is this really what he's supposed to be like? I'll answer the question. Anyways, two things to take away from here. Know your stuff, know other people's stuff, and then you will really know where you stand. And I don't mean like be like those college professors that will teach you, they teach this guy teaches this guy teaches this, and you ask him, well, what do you believe? And he says, well, he teaches this and he teaches this, and this guy says this. And in the end, you still have no idea what he believes. Do you really know what you believe? And Penn, if you ever want to talk and like hash out some of the stuff that you've read through the Bible that I would love to talk about and see how well you really do understand that and comprehend it. So who knows, maybe you could save me from my stupidity or my ignorance or something that I just had never considered or seen or anything like that. And I could maybe sway you and save you from hell, which is a big deal, which is partly the reason why I'm doing this. But anyways, I can't save people from hell. That's Jesus does the saving. I just do the pointing to him up there or here or in here. I don't know, where is Jesus right now? Nah, we'll save that for next time. See you later. Sola Deo Gloria.